So today we are excited to share with you some of our favorite camping spots of 2017. It is crazy to think back to everywhere we've been and everything we've done in 2017. Just wow.
Yeah, it's always impressive when you're like, I can't believe we did that much. And you would think we wouldn't have much left, but there's so much to see, so much to explore. So it's still an endless list, but we definitely put a dent in that list this year and saw some awesome places.
And as far as how we made these our favorite places, it's a combination of price and view and feeling in the campground, and then what there is to do in the area as well. So that, to us, that's how we're kind of rating these. It's just the overall experience we had at these places. And these are in no particular order as far as like favorite to least favorite, anything like that. We just put them on the list, and we're gonna share them with you guys. So the first camping spot on our list is Desert View Campground in Grand Canyon National Park. Well, we came in on the east side, and most people come through the south and stay in the campground there on the south side, which we did stay there as well, but it's more crowded. It is convenient to maybe the main entrance, but that east side is still beautiful, and you've got that tower you can go and you see the Grand Canyon. I mean, it's a great view of the Grand Canyon, and you can walk to the Grand Canyon from the campground if you want to. I mean, how often can you park somewhere and walk to the Grand Canyon? So that was pretty awesome. And Marissa's favorite part, I would say, would be the price.
Yeah, $12 a night. Yeah. You can't beat that, especially for a view like that, convenience like that. I mean, it is boondocking, but it was awesome there. So
not a lot of hookups, but we did see wildlife there, and you know, just it checked off the list of a lot of things we really love.
I think it was really special to me too, because that's when my mom got to go with us. So it was really cool getting to spend that time with family. So I'm a little partial to that just because it was really cool getting to experience that with her, and it was just a beautiful spot. Definitely one of our favorites. And because experiences do make such an impact, I would definitely have to say that Upper Teton View in Jackson, Wyoming was absolutely amazing. We loved that spot. It was gorgeous. You could see just the Teton Mountains in the background, and every day it was a different landscape. You never know what you were going to get. We would see sunbeams coming through the mountain and the clouds in the mountains. Like, it was just, you never knew. It was always just something like a painting.
Yeah.
And the experience we had there with the eclipse this year was, I'm gonna say it was the highlight of my year, was that eclipse. I loved it. It was so fun.
Wow.
Look at the sunset.
Look at that. Wow. Check that out. So crazy. Look. Wow, Hensley, look at that.
Look.
Wow. Wow.
I'm in awe. We're totally gonna be eclipse chasers.
Oh yeah?
This is awesome.
There it goes. It's coming back.
It's not dark.
Dark anymore. Yeah. No, dark anymore.
What did you?
It was exciting. Well, and being in that place at that time with those people, just the combination of everything we experienced there was really special for us, I think, with the eclipse. And it's kind of a weird location as far as where we camped. It's free. I think it's national forest land actually, but it is free. And it's kind of weird because it's like in the national park. So you kind of like, you come into the national park, then you kind of leave it, but you're still kind of in it. So everything you're looking at is the national park. So it's a really, really awesome spot. More and more people are starting to find out about it. It's starting to be more and more crowded, but still just a great experience to camp there.
And it's free, like you said.
And free, so price
you can't
factored
beat
in.
that.
And,
I mean, there's $1 million homes there, and we're like,
we can see
better views.
Yeah, we can see like those homes in the same view they have of the mountains.
And the park is just beautiful there, and you're really close to Yellowstone. They're neighbors of each other. So it was a really beautiful, awesome spot.
Next would be our boondocking spot we found outside of Moab, Utah. This spot was great. It had great views. We could see the edge of Arches National Park from where we were, but and it was free and it wasn't that far from everything. So all that was really good. But I think what also made it really special was just how close we were to all the stuff to do in the area. I mean, from that spot, we could drive to Arches, we could drive to Canyonlands, we could drive to Dead Horse Point State Park if we wanted to. We didn't get to spend a lot of time there, but we could have drove into Moab itself, which is great to explore.
It was pretty hot when we stayed there.
It was hot. So that might have knocked it down a little bit, but it's Moab, and that was our fault. I mean,
Yeah, it's an awesome area. We had so much fun. There's so much to see. I think that is what makes that spot so great, is just the location. I don't think you can beat it. That's where we got to rent our Jeep and go to Canyonlands and explore, and so that was definitely a really cool thing to do.
yeah, and I think the privacy factor factored in with that one too. There was not like extreme privacy, but it wasn't crazy crowded there, and so that's always a bonus when you're not like side by side with somebody at some of these places.
Next would be Watchman Campground in Zion National Park. We scored this spot. It is really hard to get in, and we actually got a cancellation, luckily.
It's the only reason we got in there, yeah.
And Zion, can we say it's our favorite national park so far?
I hate to do that. It's up there. It's top 3 for sure.
That's so tough. That is so tough. I think what was super cool about Zion though was Angel's Landing Hike. Now we have to get down. And so that has won me over. That was so much fun. But this campground in Zion is absolutely beautiful. I mean, you are surrounded by landscape that is just incredible.
You can ride your bikes, you can hike from there. The big thing with this spot, I mean, besides the fact that it's in Zion, which is awesome, Zion is a valley, and so every day when you wake up, and usually we're looking up at mountains, but instead you're in the valley looking up at what's going on around the valley. So it was just a totally different view that had like this magical kind of feel to it, I think, with where we were at. We showed up and just had this awesome view, and like there was like I don't know if it was cotton or what, just kind of blowing in the air, and
Yeah,
it
it was almost like snow.
it looked like snow, but it wasn't. And the big thing is, like, it's getting harder and harder to get into Zion as far as the crowds, especially in peak season. You can't drive around that much in the park, so you have to use the bus system. So if you can get a spot in Watchman and walk to where the buses are at, or walk to some of these things in the area, it makes it so much more convenient. So we didn't have to like kill ourselves. We got this for a week, and as we got a chance, we would go do stuff early in the morning with the bus and then walk back to our site. And so just the flexibility of being able to see Zion, because some people have had a miserable experience in Zion because of the crowds, but being able to stay in Watchman like gives you a lot more flexibility as far as what you can do in Zion at what time, and that's a big deal. I think that made it a lot better of experience. If we had to drive into Zion every day,
Well, the parking lots were full.
Yeah,
Most
like
of
you
the
couldn't
time
even-
you would have to like
Yeah.
bus into Zion, so you'd have to like park in a parking lot outside of it and bus in.
you have to bus into the bus. I
Yeah.
mean, that's how busy it is. Like you couldn't even park in there if you didn't get there early enough. So I think it would have totally changed the experience if we hadn't stayed in Watchman. But thumbs up if you can get into it, because it was awesome.
Yeah, because if you go to Zion, you will understand why it is so crowded. It's unbelievable.
Great hikes, great views. It's just beautiful. Number 5 on our list would be Wall, South Dakota. Now this one doesn't have as much to do in the area necessarily. You can drive to Badlands National Park. It was really close to Badlands, like within 30 minutes of there from where we were boondocking. You can drive to Waldrug, which is also a touristy type spot to check out that we looked at.
5-cent coffee.
So
Get
if you
the
want some
donuts. We didn't get the cinnamon roll, but the guy beside us did.
Oh, man, we
and
should have got that.
We're regretting that
Yeah.
decision.
So maybe go with the do cinnamon roll and donuts just in case.
Yes, take our word for it.
So there's not quite as much in the area to do as some of the other places that we pointed out, but what just pushes this up into our top 6 is the view. We had a phenomenal view overlooking the Badlands, but it was the kind of view, like the way we parked, like when you looked out your window, you saw nothing but that going on below you. Like you couldn't even see. It was kind of weird, almost like you were like hanging off a cliff. But we were right next to where the cliff was at. It's just a beautiful spot. That spot it pushed it up. It's like a must-do
Tons of
boondocking
wildlife
spot.
there. We would be surrounded. It's beautiful.
They know where it's at, don't they?
What was that? Did we ever figure out?
I don't know, some sort of sheep or something. I think we debated over it for like the whole week.
They would be grazing all over the cliffside and little babies, and it was awesome.
Fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
And number 6 would be Chicago, the truck marshalling yard. This one's a little bit different. We don't
It's the curveball.
Yeah, we don't do a whole lot of city exploring, and city camping is kind of difficult to do. There's not usually a place like this in big cities. But Chicago has a truck marshalling yard where you can go and park, and it's right in the middle of the city. It's just a parking lot. I mean, it's made for semis and tour buses for events that are going on, but you can park your RV there. And we had just a really great experience because it's right in downtown Chicago. We would take our bikes, we would bike along the water, go to all the museums, and it was just incredible. I think we were really surprised by how much we loved it, and I think that's why it's on our list, is because it was just an unexpected hidden gem to us.
Was it free to stay there? It was about, what, $35 a night, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
So just to park on a piece of pavement, that's kind of silly, but you know, we actually had to leave. We probably would have stayed longer, but we ran out of water, and there's not many like places just pulling and get water around there. So we ran out of water and we left. But it was like an awesome, I think maybe 5 days or something like that we were there.
We got to take the tour, the architecture tour through there's like a waterway that runs right through the middle of the city, so you're just surrounded by these huge skyscrapers. This was just a fun change of pace, and I think it was just kind of exciting.
I think when you're RVing, that's good. You think of seeing the nature stuff a lot with RVing, but mix it up. Do the city stuff too. It can be awesome.
Do you remember the wild horses? Was that your favorite spot?
They ride.
You wanted to ride them. We stayed a lot of cool places.
Swim.
We did go swimming.
So those are our favorite spots of 2017. If you've got some favorites you want to share, just leave it in the comments. And super excited about 2018. We know we'll find some awesome places to stay next year as well. Well, that's all we got for today, and we will catch you guys later.